Welcome back to the Strength Talk podcast. All right, let's talk about your calendar. Have you ever looked at it and just seen those weird 20 or 30-minute gaps between meetings? You know the ones, they feel kind of useless, so you just write them off? Well, it turns out that's a huge mistake. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful fix for that very problem, the buffer time strategy.
Oh yeah, we've all been there, right? It's that awkward gap. Not enough time to really dive into something big, but a little too much time to just sit there. So what do? We scroll our phones, we grab a coffee, and poof, the time just evaporates. But here's the thing. Those little pockets of time really add up, and just ignoring them, well, it takes a real toll on your focus and your energy over the long term.
And the actual cost? It's pretty staggering. Get ready for this. For some executives, up to 70% of their time can be totally wasted because of mismanaged buffer time. 70%! I mean, that's not just a little leak in your productivity pipeline, that is a full-on gusher. It's a massive drain. So the really big question becomes, how in the world do we plug that leak?
Well, the fix actually starts with a really simple but incredibly powerful shift in how you think about that time. It's about stopping, right now, seeing those gaps as just dead time. Instead, you've got to adopt what we're calling the buffer time mindset. And listen, this isn't about just cramming more stuff into your day. It's a completely strategic shift in your approach.
Okay, so what does this mindset actually look like when you put it into practice? It's a whole methodology for using those little 15 to 30-minute buffers to, get this, restore your focus. The secret sauce is what you choose to do in that time. Instead of just defaulting to the easy distractions, scrolling your phone, you intentionally pick a low-complexity task to tackle.
And I absolutely love this comparison because it just lays out the two paths so clearly. Over on the one side, you've got the default mode. That's the trap, right? The endless email checking, the hunt for distractions, and you could just feel your energy draining away. But then you look at the other side, buffer mode. This is the strategy. You're knocking out small, finite tasks. And the result? You're not draining your energy, you're actually preserving it for the next big thing on your calendar.
And honestly, this is the whole point. This is the ultimate goal. It's not about trying to cram more things into your day or just ticking off more boxes. It's about getting to the end of the day and not feeling completely and totally burned out. It's all about working smarter, so you can protect your single most valuable resource, your energy. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? Let's get into the playbook. This is your practical, step-by-step guide to preserving that precious energy. And it's really just a simple 3-step process. First, we're going to list our low-complexity tasks. Second, we'll use something called post-reflection buffers. And third, we're going to track our accomplishments to really build that momentum. So let's break each one of those down.
All right, step 1 is all about being prepared. Before your week even kicks off, you're going to identify 2 or 3 of these quick, low-complexity tasks. We're talking about things like organizing a messy digital folder, maybe just outlining the first few slides of a presentation, or responding to that one specific message you've been putting off. They're perfect for this because they have a clear finish line. You get that little dopamine hit of completion, and crucially, they don't suck up all your creative energy right before your next important meeting.
Now, let's talk about step 2, because this one is such a smart move. It's called the post-reflection buffer. So the idea is this. Instead of finishing one huge project and immediately jumping into the next one, you intentionally build in a little space. You step away, you let it breathe for a day or two. And when you come back to it, you have these fresh eyes, a new perspective that is just impossible to have when you're deep in the weeds. You'll spot little mistakes, you'll see new opportunities. It's a total game changer.
And finally, step 3. This is the one that really makes the whole thing stick. It's all about accountability. At the end of every day, just take a quick glance at your calendar. Ask yourself, okay, which of those little 30-minute tasks did I actually get done? By just acknowledging those small wins, you create this amazing positive feedback loop. You're literally training your brain to see those gaps as opportunities, not dead time. Plus, you get some real tangible proof that the strategy is working.
All right, so we've covered the problem, we've talked about the mindset shift, and we've walked through the playbook. Now comes the most important part, talking about your next move and how you can turn all this insight into real action. So I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. What is that one mundane task? Is it the endless email checking, the mindless social media scroll? What is that one thing that's currently eating up your precious buffer time? Think of it like a time thief. You've got to identify the thief before you can catch him. And hey, if you're feeling inspired by this and want to turn these kinds of insights into a core part of your own skill set, a fantastic next step is to enroll in the Positive Psychology coaching course. It's a great way to start actively building your best future today.
Make sure you join us again next week because we're going to be tackling another really fascinating topic, overcoming the autonomy trap. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss that one.
And that's all for us this week. Thanks for listening to Strength Talk.